Good evening. This is the regular monthly meeting of the Simsbury Water Pollution Control Authority. It's Thursday, May 11th at 7:02 p.m. I'm Paul Gilmore, the chairman of this authority, and we have with us other members, Lucian Dragulski, Ed Kelly, Michael Park, Jacques Brignac, and we also have our superintendent, Tony Piazza, and the young gentleman from the engineering department whose name presently escapes me.
Tom Yelich.
Yes, okay. All righty. So let's proceed. We have a safety brief. Okay. So I'll say this. I've said it before. It's this time of year. We have a lot of turtles in our town, and they like warm pavement. They even like to bask in warm pavement. And also, unremarkably, they are slow. So they are big targets for people either riding bikes or driving their cars down Iron Horse. And it seems like every year I wind up stopping my car, getting out and saving a turtle or two, at least for a while. Who knows if they venture back and forth. So if we just can all look out for all the little creatures out there who can't always look out for themselves. And that's the safety brief. And otherwise, we all know our own homes where we're all at right now. And, there are dangers in our homes of which we need to be aware and be careful as we go about. So that being said, let's get item number 2, the status report on sewer extension projects.
Pine Hill Homeowners Association, we got the preliminary design from the engineering firm, and we'll have a meeting set up next Tuesday to go over that and get that more finalized. The plan for that is still to go out to bid, hopefully June, early July for that. Eagle Lane is completed. First homeowner hooked up today. So we'll be having a public hearing for that probably in September when we come back from summer recess. The only added for the developer sewers, 36 Iron Horse Boulevard. Chris Nelson gave us some preliminary design or plans for a pump station that they have to put in because he wants to turn the pump station over to us. So we're going through that so he can get that all designed prior to coming in for the developers agreement for that project.
Okay. Very good. Does anyone have any questions about or wish to remark upon the status report?
No.
Okay, thank you. Item number 3, treatment facility report.
We are operations wise, we're still doing good. We got our second chemical feed system that we're putting in for the odor control scrubber. That should be in before the end of next week and back up and operational. Weston and Sampson is still working on the final designs for the clarifier structural upgrades that we're going to be doing. With any luck, we'll be able to get that put out the bid while construction season is going on this year. Roof safety railings. We awarded that bid to Silktown Roofing for basically $90,000. And that's just for anybody working on the roofs. It'll make life, hopefully keep everybody in tune and staying on the roof, so to say. Staff wise, we hired our construction inspector. He started on Monday, Ed Schwenke. And that's going to be a shared position with the town. So they'll be working a lot with engineering and public works, doing inspections for them as well as doing the sewer inspections. And like I said, process wise, everything is great.
Good. Okay. All right. Does anyone have any questions about or wish to remark upon the treatment facility report? All right. Seeing none, let's move on to item number 4. We are just zipping through this. Summer recess action. Motion that the chairman and vice chairman be empowered to act on behalf of the Water Pollution Control Authority on all routine issues brought before them over the summer recess. So I am looking for such a motion from a member of this authority.
So move.
Anyone
Second.
wish to second? All right. Does anyone wish to discuss the motion?
Is this June, July, and August?
July
It
and
is.
August. Just July and August.
Oh, just July and August.
July and August.
Okay.
Okay.
And it's only for routine issues. If there's something that is really out of the ordinary course of business or special, we would have, and if it can't wait until we come back in September, then we would have to have some sort of a special session, which given remoteness is not a big deal.
Okay.
All right. Anyone else wish to remark upon it? Okay. Seeing nothing further, let's vote. All in favor, say aye by raising your hand and audibly.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Items of correspondence. I did note there was a draft letter that Tony wrote, prepared to go to the EPA and concerning the PFAS law that the EPA is contemplating promulgating, whether by regulation or what have you. Did everyone have a chance to review the draft?
Yeah, I just have a question. This is in response to, did we get a letter from them, Tony?
No, right
Or-
now, the EPA is in the comment period right now for new
Okay.
rules for PFAS. And this is just going to oblige by that. And they're looking to, right now, Connecticut has a action level of 70 parts per trillion for
Yeah.
PFAS in drinking water. The EPA is putting out a regulation, or the proposed rule is 4 parts per trillion for any industry that discharge for water, and for any industry that discharges to a body of water.
Okay, what would be the source of PFAS into our system?
Drinking water.
From the ground?
Yep.
Like the ground
Drinking water.
infiltration?
Mostly with us is drinking water. Yeah.
Really?
And again, like in my letter, we don't know what's there. There's only one lab in Connecticut two labs in Connecticut that test for PFAS. One is, the closest one is Greater New Haven. So if we wanted to start testing to see what we actually have, we'd actually have to we'd have to bring it down to them to get them to test it. So we don't know. That's one of the comments. We don't know what we have, so we don't know what we have to treat for.
Oh, that's interesting. So we could all be drinking PFAS right now and not know it, huh?
This is actually the water companies actually did do testing, and right now, and don't take this number, but it's below the action level for the state. I want to say that I read that it's 25 parts per trillion in the drinking water right now, which is well below the action level that the state has right now. But that number may be incorrect. I know Aquarian Water did sample for it, and I know they did find PFAS in the drinking water in Simsbury.
Interesting.
Okay, so it's in the drinking water, and how is it getting into the drinking water?
I do not have that answer. It could be from multiple spots, any old dumping grounds that, any old areas where close to the wells. It could come any industries. It's everywhere. PFAS
Right.
everywhere.
So our drinking water comes from a reservoir, right? West of us, right?
Nope. Everything from Simsbury comes from wells.
Really?
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, have you ever gone over to Stratton Brook Park? You know,
Yeah.
if you look, there's a big aquarium facility right over there. And then if you go down Town Forest Road, you'll see a couple of wells going down that road.
Oh, I see.
So what about those of us who have well water? It's the same source, right?
Yeah, it's pretty much coming out of the same aquifer, yes.
Okay.
Isn't it a
So-
true
so-
case that a majority of the foam that the fire department uses in the case of an electric auto fire or the recent one of a year ago or so up in Bradley? Isn't
Yeah,
that a large portion of where it's coming from?
that was a big item, the aqueous film forming foam. Is basically for putting out fires in metal. But yeah, they stopped using that as of last year. They've stopped using it, and all the fire departments have phased that out.
I see.
So should those of us with well water have that tested? Or do the tests that have been done include that?
If you were going to get it tested, I would recommend that you get it tested with a bunch of your neighbors, because I believe it's about $100 per test.
Okay. Okay.
That's only just one of many lovely chemicals probably in our drinking water.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's probably true. Yeah. Okay. Well, then we can't drink Perrier all the time.
And who knows what's in that, right?
And
That's true.
And if we're lucky, we're actually our permit expires next February. So if we're really lucky, this will be in our permit for next year,
Uh,
which we don't want. We don't want that in our permit.
So what happens if we exceed the level? What's the remedy?
Well, the remedy, if we're over whatever they're at, the permit limits is, we'd have to put in some tertiary treatment to get rid of it.
I assume that's expensive, right?
Minimum with the for a small water system to take PFAS out of the water, they were suggesting it's close to $40 to $50 million for a small water system.
Oh, jeez. So this would be an unfunded mandate, I take it, right?
I would gather that, yes.
Boy, boy.
Okay. So what are our thoughts? Are we generally supportive of Tony sending out this letter? Does anyone want to propose any changes to the letter?
I'm good with the letter the way it was written.
I'm sorry?
I'm good with the letter the way it
You're
was
good with the
written.
letter? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
am.
thought it was very well
Yeah. Yep.
composed. Yes.
I just had one like nit somewhere where you said that it falls short in adequately protecting. I would say I would replace in with of, short of adequately protecting, because our position is it does not adequately protect. And I think that was in a couple of places.
And
But
it's in it's in the last paragraph.
it's definitely in the last paragraph, but I thought for some reason I saw it somewhere else also in there, but I'm not coming across it right now. But if you do a search for the word short, when you'll come up with each time you have it.
So instead of how do you want to say it, Paul?
I would say I would replace in with of, so it'll say short of adequately protecting. When you say short in adequately protecting,
Understand.
it sounds like maybe it is adequately protecting to some significant degree, where it's short of is clear to me, makes it clear that it is not adequately protecting, that it falls short of that mark.
Okay.
The other one is the third paragraph. However, it starts, however, we believe that the proposed rule by the EPA falls short. Third paragraph.
Yep. Thanks, Jacques. Yep, you caught it. Good. So it's in the third paragraph and the last paragraph.
Got it.
Other than that, I think, yeah, we're good to go.
Oh, Paul, you first said does not. adequately protect.
Right.
So do you want to change it to fall short of adequately protecting, or make it stronger?
Well, it's
It might be the same thing, but
their rule, the rule how it's written actually is adequately protecting, but it's I guess it's like the first part fall short adequately addressing the risks, because it doesn't address the risks in what wastewater treatment plants. I have to look at this, read this last. I think probably in the last paragraph, probably fall short in adequately addressing
Mhm.
the issues instead of protecting. Addressing the issues with wastewater treat or with PFAS and wastewater treatment systems.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I mean, say that one more time.
We appreciate the EPA's efforts to address the issues of PFAS contamination, but I believe that the pros rule falls short of adequately addressing PFAS and wastewater treatment systems.
I don't know. I mean, I kind of like the way of saying adequately protecting our water resources and public health. I mean, but because it sounds like if it doesn't cover the gamut, then it's not doing that.
Right.
So I
Okay.
think it's a stronger statement, than what you're suggesting changing it to. I just wanted to change into of. Are we good with that?
yeah,
Or do you
yeah,
not
I
feel-
like, I like that. It's a small change, but it changes the emphasis.
Okay. All right. So you can make those changes, Tony, and then go ahead
Yep.
and put the letter out. Are
Okay.
there any other items of correspondence?
Yeah, we had two other letters. One, just a clarification of the letter that we sent out to Belden Forest,
Oh, yes, I saw that. Thank you for doing that.
which was just because the board said it acted like a business, not as apartments, what I put in a letter. So we just clarified that.
Right.
And the other one was just a notice of award to Silktown Roofing for the roof safety railings.
Okay. All right. And is work on that beginning?
The parts are ordered.
Okay. All right. So good. Does anyone have any questions about the remaining correspondence?
No.
Seeing no questions, we'll move on to item number 6, which is April meeting minutes, possible approval. Has everyone had an opportunity in advance of the meeting to review the minutes?
Yep.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions about them or otherwise wish to remark on them or amend them?
No.
All right. That being the case, I will entertain a motion to approve the April meeting minutes as stated.
So moved.
Second,
Anyone wish to discuss? Seeing no one wishing to discuss, let's put it to a vote. All in favor, say aye and raise your hand.
aye.
Aye.
We have 3. Do we have a couple of abstentions from people who weren't there?
Yeah, I was not there, so I
Okay,
abstained.
2 abstentions, but we have a majority for today's meeting and we have a quorum and a majority vote, so that counts. All right. So that's the last item before adjournment. Before we do that, just, does anyone have any other business that they wish to address at this time?
Just as a next month's meeting, we will be, we'll probably set the public hearing for Eagle Lane for the September meeting, just so everyone's aware of that. And like I said, our permit is we're working with AECom to set the application in for our permit renewal, which our permit expires in February of next year.
Okay, all right. Is there a reason why the meeting, I know most of, we're all like remote, but why was there a switch in venue to town hall main meeting room from our facility? Do you know, Tony?
Where do you see that? What's that for?
Well, when I'm looking at the notice here, it says it's the meeting is at 933 Hot Meadow Street, Simsbury, main meeting room.
Oh, you know what? Because I did not do the agenda, so, and it's probably a leftover from last month.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Thank you for pointing that out, though. I will.
Sure. Because the reason why I was late was I actually did drive to the to our facility, and I'm like, dang, the gates are closed. I got about 6 minutes to get back to my house and get my computer on. And so that's the reason why. Okay, very good. So
I have a question, just
Mhm.
one question. Tony, have we heard anything from the folks that are putting in that affordable housing apartment down by Mitchell?
Yes, they came to us over that. Yep.
Okay. Do we have any issues with that, or
Not at
anything
all.
coming before the board on that?
Nope, because it's basically it's basically a building they're tying into a lateral.
Okay.
So there's
And-
no reason for it to come to the board.
And we have enough capacity to handle all the units that they're talking about there?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Very good. So we won't see anything on that then, huh?
Nope.
Okay.
The next two we're gonna see is or the next one coming up will be Iron Horse Boulevard. That'll be the next one coming up.
Okay. Very good.
all right. So then our next meeting is in June, and then we'll recess for July and August. Everyone enjoy this spring. This nice weather we've been having, and
Yes.
it's good to see you all.
Do I have to
So-
move that we adjourn first?
Yes, you do.
Okay, I move we adjourn.
Any second?
Second.
All right. All in favor of adjournment?
Aye.
Aye.
Carries unanimously, as it always does. Okay. Thank you all.
Have a good night, everybody.
Yes,
All righty,
be well.
Yeah,
Have a
everyone.
good one,
Care.
everybody. Enjoy the
Good
night.
spring.